Hello friends, welcome. We'll continue to learn Openpyxl, the Python library to manage the Excel files. So initially in the part 1 we have seen how to work on both desktop versions and in the Colab platform because by default it is already available. Now we'll see how we'll upload a file to or take it to our platform. It can be a cloud platform like Colab or in our desktop environment. How you will read the file and get the data from different cells, different rows, different columns, all the reading files, and how you will analyze the data also. That part also we'll see. And also I will show you how to download the entire source code and use it in your platform or upload it to your Colab. So that is how we'll learn it. Let's start it. Visit this link, you'll get it in the description, it is there, so you can visit and check all this source codes whatever is given. Here you can download, click and download the Excel file what we are going to use it as our example. So this student sample file you can download it from here. On below that all the source codes are there what we are going to use it to get the data from different locations, that you can see. And at the end also you will get the link to GitHub. Here it is, the GitHub link is there. So from the, if you click this you will land in this, and here the entire source code Jupyter file is there. You can download it, save it, or click this open in Colab. So in this way it will take you to your Colab platform where you can execute it. Let's see that platform. Here it is. It is better you log into your Google account and start using from here. Friends, I am in my Colab platform. So you have already logged in and it's a Google's free cloud platform. You can use it. Your files are stored in a Google Drive. Now to start it, here is the file which you are supposed to upload it here and work on it. If you are uploading your own file, see this particular one. Here you can upload it. Now let me just see, it is connecting. Now yeah, you can get it. You can upload your file, Excel file from here, refresh it. This is the your all the files you can upload. Not only Excel, even your SQLite database file, your text, all other files also you can upload it by clicking this particular button. But now I will tell you another way also. The URL from where you are getting the sample student table Excel, you can run it and pull the data to here. Now let's do that. What you will do is we will run this, the sample data, instead of manually downloading and uploading, I can just pull it here. This will appear here in the left side because this will collect the data from here. Here you can see the student.xlsx file is now available by running this cell. So it is collected from the URL and placed it here for my, but note that this is only runtime. So once I disconnect or I log out, this will be removed. How to keep it permanently, that we have already discussed on how to mount the drive. So that way it will be there in your Google Drive. Now this is for this session. So we are keeping it here. Note that every time you can just run this and get the data, get the student sample table here to work on it. So let's first start with our file name. See this is the simple our connection to the our thing, and worksheet I am just connecting to student worksheet, the first worksheet or the active worksheet. See that because I am using the student.xlsx file here in the cloud platform, I have just written the name here. Say I am working on my local system, then I have to give the full path here. D, say it is in the D drive, D or C drive, download, C my document, whatever the path here I can write it. C, then my files, whatever your path is based on your where you have placed the student file, you have to run this. Now let's just, because we are running it from this cloud platform, let's run this and see whether it is working or not. Yeah, fine, there is no error. In fact, we have not asked for any output, so there is no output. The output will work in the next one. Here, come to this set, same student file. Here what you are wanting, we have given a print command. We want row 2 and column 3 value, row 2 column 3. Better it is always that you keep a sidewise while learning all this, you keep the Excel file open. Let's just see how our Excel file is. This is my sample Excel file. So first is ID, name, class, mark, gender. So you can see this is around roughly 36 up to the rows it is there. So let us see second row and the C column. So it is here. Here you can see the 4. So this is the value we want to retrieve and display it. Let me just run this cell. See here, WC cell 2 3 value, so it displays 4 for me because that is what the particular value is. Now next one. So here you see, read some data based on the row and column range. Instead of giving one thing, I am giving a range of data. So here you see minimum rows 1, maximum rows 5. It always remember the rows is 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, not from 0. So it's minimum row is 1, maximum row is 5, column 1 and up to 3. So it will first column, second and third it will display. Let's just see what it is. See, the first I have given minimum row 1, so the header is displayed. Here this is the header. Now up to the third column. So column 1, column 2, column 3 and up to the max rows is 5. So it will stop before that because starts from 1, it will not reach the max row -1. So for here it is showing. So 5 means that is the data wise, otherwise it is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is up to this point it will come. So here it is the output. Now let's go to the next one. You can just see here also I am looping through all the one by one data by rows by giving this condition. So value only to the true. So this is how inside the loop I am displaying the data. Before we move further, one point you understand here is that earlier we have closed the file. So in the first cell, this is the first 2 cells, we have closed the file. So every time we had to open it for that one. So what we did here is we load the workbook because we have already calling this library here, load workbook. So need not call it. Directly we are loading it and working it and we are closing it again. Once we have closed it, we need to again load the workbook. So that is why for further rows, what we did, this line we have commented. So this commented means the file is kept as open. So we can just continue with our code part. We need not again load the same workbook again and again. So let's just run this. We'll get it. Fine. So it is not closed. It is available for us. The next row, see, we are not opening again. Here there is no opening command. So same thing. We are continuing. It is just displaying all the row values. So we are taking the range here by telling it is D for range because there are 5 columns. The data len data will give you return as 5. Now let's just run it. We'll already get the same output. ID, name, class, mark, gender, because this gives us the total row data. So this range will be from starting from up to the 5 it will come. So all ID column, name column, class and mark, gender all are displayed here. Now let's come below that. You can let us run this again. We are not closing it here, so we need not open it here. Again we are, but in your local system one by one, if you are trying it, if you are closing it once, because in that case you may have to again open it by workbook. Again you need to open. Let's just run this again. So one more here I am in another way I am saying giving a end. Fine, this also comes here. Next one, you just understand this code. Minimum rows 2, minimum columns 2, max rows. So all these parameters we are setting, and in the data we are storing it and printing it finally. So in a one record it is printing it. Sorry, this one is gives you the name column. All the data of the name column we are setting it here. So name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names we are doing. Minimum rows 2, minimum column is 2, maximum rows 5, max column. So these columns are fixed. So second one, first one is ID. The second column we are fixing it here. Second one is our name. If I'll just show you the Excel file, here it is. See this is the second column. So this column data we are displaying it here. So by doing that one. So we want to get the header names. See here the name header has come here. Name. What changes we have done? Minimum column is 2, max column is 2, max row is 2. So it starts from the beginning. Now let's just move to, because here the minimum rows is 2, now that we have removed. So it has gone to the started from by default from the first row. So minimum row is taken as 1. So we are getting this name as the output. So you can just compare that Excel here. So this is the one row 1. So now like this up to 5 it is up to this. So including the header it has displayed. Now say what is the total number of columns or total number of rows available in this. These 2 lines will print that. So let's just run this. So 536. So total number of columns output is 5, total number of rows, output is 36. Note that this also includes, because we are not told header, this also include our header row. Fine. So one row is there. It doesn't understand what's the header is there. First row is our header. So ID, name, class, mark. So it includes that also. So let us print the last row. This is the max row, gives us the one idea for that. So the value is 35. Now this will use that. Max row is gives us the number of the last one. So value here it is giving printing as 35. So we can use that to get the average value of mark column. Let's do some simple data analysis. Let's first see who got the maximum mark, or the row will display which has the highest mark. See here we have just setting two flags, maximum mark and row with maximum mark to none. So these two flags we are setting it up, then we are starting the loop. So see that the first row is our header, so we have to exclude that. So that is why minimum row we have set it as 2. So it starts from the first data column. So if you see this, our Excel page, here it starts from this one. Now let's come back here. Yeah, fine. So here you can see values only. So this, once this loop it, mark is our third column. So you can see here is 1, 2, 3. Sorry, mark is our third column here. Note that this is a 0 based index. So the third here is starts with 0. So the 0 column is this 1, 2, 3. So this is our third column, starting 0 as the first column. Now let's just come here and see, here it is. So the mark we got it each row. Then we are just doing a simple comparison earlier which one the highest mark, because we are looping through it. So we are getting the maximum. If it is highest mark so far collected, then it holds the mark. If it is not, this if condition checks that, then the row is also collected. So every time we just compare it with the previously highest, next we go whether it is higher than the previous, next we go whether it is higher than the previous, like that we check that and display it here. So if we run this, we will get the output that 33. This is the row, the row which got the highest mark is displayed. Similarly, we have also taken the average also. If you run this one, you will get the average of the total mark. So it is just simple total number of marks we have counted, and what is the total number of rows and total sum of the mark column. So the average is calculated by the simple. This is because we are reading one by one, we are doing like that. Friends, this is, we know, a very crude way, means we are looping through all the loops and then getting the data and calculating average, maximum, minimum, all this you can do. But I will recommend not to use this one particularly if you are doing a analysis of data. The better is go for pandas for that, because panda has a straightway tools. You need not loop it, it is very fast and you can get the better means faster result and all by using data analysis part by using pandas. Then you may ask, what is pandas and all? That's another library. This is a very powerful library for data analysis. I request you to use that. That's all, friends. Hope you have a good learning experience, and you can download the entire source code and use it in your system, or in the cloud platform you can use it. So this also will continue. Next we'll learn about how to manage the worksheets, and then we'll move about style and formatting in our next tutorial. So hope you are enjoying this, and if you have any doubt, ideas, suggestion, questions, use the comment section below to post it. And my request is, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we add tutorial, and we are frequently adding that also. Please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.